would like to welcome everyone, our listening audience and our present audience. And I would like to thank our very, very special guest, a longtime friend and supporter of Creative Spirits, who have sat on many boards, not just in Creative Spirits, but in the community. Very concerned about what's happening, and I want to thank you for coming because we're on a very important topic today about health, and you on the board at the hospital, correct?
The health care of the Oranges.
Okay, that's Mr. Mitchell Williams, who used to be the owner of Debonair Menswear, who provided our children with many things, going looking for a job, but just to go to school. And I want to thank you for these many, many years of support, especially now, because we're going through some troubling times. And we have barely a newcomer to Creative Spirits. I happen to run into him in the hood. But today's topic, and why Mr. Williams and Mr. Page is here with us today, we want to talk about health. And there's a lot of things that we got to cover about health within this next hour. So we want to pay very close attention to what we are going to discuss and keep it in mind, the importance of health. Our subject is healthy body, healthy mind. We want to talk about physical fitness, and this is Mr. Page.
Yes.
This is his expertise. And he's going to show you a good example, what it takes to have good health, good body movement, that you won't need to be taking a lot of the medicine than to operations. Especially we hear everybody's having their hip removed today. And if they had gotten a good exercise program, long before they start having the pain in the hip, reminds me of another subject of pain, that 9 out of 10 they wouldn't have needed this here medicine or there. So we're going to go to the videotape, and you're going to see one of Mr. Page and one of his students in action.
Well, I like to start my day off with a lot of energy because the clients pick off of my energy, so I'm ready to go. And we first start off with cardio, right? This is a treadmill. You know, you have a few machines, but I like the treadmill because it gets the heart rate up. And it's for about 10 minutes. And my client Judy here, she's getting her 10 minutes in. I want the body temperature raised. I want her nice and relaxed and ready to go. So once we start, it's on. I've been working with Judy for 3 years now, and she's the ultimate client. We have more to work on, but she's perfect at what she does, and she has a great attitude. So there, we start with ankle flexibility, because most hip injuries start from weak ankles. So if you have dorsiflexion, you have a good range of motion in your hips and you won't put a strain on you have dorsiflexion in your ankles and it won't put a strain on your hips. So we spend 60 seconds on each side with the dorsiflexion and we're ready to go. So now we start off with a cross legs. This is a great stretch for sciatica. Stretching your hip flexors, your back muscles, your calves, your quadriceps. And that's a 60-second hold. If you're new to it, you can hold for 30 seconds. But if you can get up to 60 seconds, you'll allow your muscles a chance to reach full extension. I like jumping rope, get the heart rate up. We're going to be doing jump training and push-ups, so I want those arms loose, I want the legs, I just want her flowing. So now she's in the flow now, she's getting creative with it. Heart rate is up, it's all about the heart rate with me. She's getting a little high knees, she's very good. So now I'm focusing on upper arm flexibility or shoulder rotation and flexibility and stretching the shoulder, rotate the cuffs out, I'm sorry. So we start off warming it up with a band and, for 30 seconds each position. Behind the head is focusing on the tricep area, basically covering the whole rotator cuff area. I want it warm because when we go down to push-ups, the arms are nice and loose. This exercise focuses on your medial delt. Now we're doing Frankensteins. That's a transverse movement to get you loose in the hips, warm you up, good, nice full extension. Most people hate this exercise, but it's great. So now we're working on lateral movements. We're warming up the glutes, the medial glutes, getting your ankles prepared for lateral movements. Just nice warm up. But it will tighten up your glutes, so that's a great workout. We still warm it up. So now, this is proprioception, which means balance training. Very essential. Everyone should do balance training, especially as you get older. It keeps you connected with the ground. Your nerves, everything, your nerve muscle response will be a lot better if you train like this. Jahada is an expert at it. It's a must. Now we're open up her chest, just stretching out the back muscles. Her pec minors, stretching out. Pec majors, catching that whole upper frontal area. This is a 60-second hold. No less than 30, no more than 60, but some go up to a minute and a half. It's very good. And you just relax. It's very relaxing. When you stretch, the thing in your mind should be, I'm on vacation. So now we're ready for the workout. I've trained her to do, basically men's push-ups. I don't hold back. I'm still a Marine at heart, so if that's what's required, then you attain that push-up. It's a little harder, but you work for it. You can achieve it. These are burpees. Great for cardio, full body exercise. And with her, we do reps of 10, sets of 10. So she'll complete 100. Time the workout is over with. So now we're going to work the upper body area. This is a push muscle. It's like a simulated push-up without really going down. We're working complete upper body. And we do 30-minute stretches with it. 30 seconds. 30 on, 30 seconds reps, 30 off. This is a cross movement for your center of your chest, developing the muscles there. Same, we stick to 30 reps, 30 seconds break. And I love this. This is like an isometric rectus abdominis area, which is a stomach muscle. We isolate it, get in a position, and what she's doing is resisting my pulling by moving her hands towards her knees, which strengthens up the rectus abdominis, which is the stomach muscle, the main stomach muscle. And we work for 30 seconds. Then we take a 30-second break, and then we go back and do 5 sets of those. Very strenuous exercise. But it's also great for beginners to learn. And this, my training day, I love it.
Okay, that's it.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Whoa. Okay.
I like the way you describe that too. You know, I see a lot of on Facebook, YouTube, a lot of people doing exercising, but how you detail what was happening there makes so much sense. And I think if you explain it like that, we understand why this is so important.
It's very important.
Right. But what fascinated me the most about you is how you got started at 12 years old. What made you so aware?
Going back to back in the 60s, right? Everyone was involved in some sort of athletics, right? And it was just not normal to be involved in some form of exercise, basketball, football, track. You know, we like to compete. It's a different era now. So, you know, people have forgotten about exercise. They've forgotten about the benefits of exercise. You know, we've just become sedentary in life, which is not good because that opens up the door for a lot of ailments that you don't really have to go through. You know, especially the type 2 diabetes, high blood. Our body was designed to be used, right? If you put the proper food, right, do your workouts, get out, take a walk. Exercise is not hard. Go take a walk. When you were a kid, you used to walk for miles and never complain. You would be on a bicycle and end up 3 cities out and come back, never complain. You know, then you reach an age, I guess, where responsibility is either work and let your health go, and eventually everything goes in. So it was always my focus. I look after number one.
Okay, you mentioned something about your grandfather.
Yes, grandfather suffered a stroke, and I never really understood it at that age, but I had to learn why. Why is he going through this? And as you get older, you realize lack of activity, high sodium food, high fat food, you know, just bad diet, period. When they moved up from the South, you know, all of their exercise they used to get through walking and working, it stops when you reach, you know, when you live in the city. You know, you just go to work, go home, go to work, go home, eat your bad food, you know, follow that same pattern, and eventually it catches up with you.
Okay, now you are certified as a personal trainer.
Yes.
So how do you go about being certified?
Well, you go through a NASM program, which is, they're like number one worldwide. It's the National Academy of Sports Medicine. You go through a program, computer program, you go to seminars, you apply what you learn through your life experiences, which I think I learned more through my life experience being a Marine. You know, we go through all forms of training, all forms. And you take your life experiences and you add it to what you learn from NASM. When you learn from NASM, you learn more about anatomy, physiology, kinesiology, how the body works as a whole. So, you know, and I think that's what makes the difference between most trainers is that we start at the ground level with it, the human body, as opposed to just having them do sit-ups, push-ups, lifting weights that they shouldn't really be lifting. I have to take all of that in consideration before I train you. I have to customize it to what you bring to the table, or I will end you.
Okay, now the place that certified you, you know it was started about 1987?
Yes.
But you was far into it by then.
Because of my age and life experience.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you know, you could have been teaching them, but that's where you learn a lot of your information?
Meaning, I don't understand the question.
The different exercises, that's where you learn?
I learned my exercises from the first time I participated in sports. Nothing ever changes. You know, you modify it, but bottom line is let's say from a NASM, you learn to modify, which means the push-ups that I would have him do, you couldn't do, and vice versa. I have to find out, well, what do we have to build up and customize it for you so that eventually I can get you doing a full push-up. And anyone can do it, but you have to put the time in.
Now,